instead of having you trying to figure this out without me there, I'm going to go ahead and have you look at my answer key, and I want you to walk through with me what each part of the examples are. So as a reminder, we have looked here and it says that this function is called distance, and it's going to take in 4 inputs. So the x coordinate of the player, the y coordinate, and then the x and y coordinate of the other game character. So it's going to output, remember, it's going to output the distance between the two players. And so the reason we're doing this instead of just line length is because most likely this is a diagonal line that we're going to have to find the distance for, and that just isn't going to work. So looking here, for example, if we had a player at 0, 0 and then another danger at 3, 4, and you can imagine how that would look, how are we going to write that in some code? So looking back at the distance formula, if we are here in your packet, we would need to plug in something like the line length of 4, 0 squared and something like the line length. So we'll go ahead and try and write that out. I'm going to go ahead and just stick that in the code for you in a second. Let me go ahead and pause this video. So after trying to go ahead and recreate it for you in Word, I just figured out that this is the example. So if we're looking at 0, 0 and 3, 4, like so down here it says that the ordered pairs here are 0, 0 and 3, 4. We're going to have to figure out what the line length distance are between them. So just to go ahead and head back to Desmos, if we're looking at these ordered pairs here, we have 0, 0, and then we have 3, 4. So to give you an example of what that is, we are looking for the distance between this point and this point. So that's going to be 0 to 3 here and then 0 to 4 here. So going back to this, we are going to, sorry for all the jumping around, we're going to have to put this into racket code, and we've already done that here. So essentially what the answer key is telling us here is the racket code is we're square rooting the addition of the line length 3 and 0 squared and the line length 4 and 0 squared. And so again, we see the exact same code here with the distance if we had an example of 10, 20, 13, and 24. So again, this is the square root of the addition of line length 13 and 10, so the distance between 13 and 10 squared, plus the distance, line length, between 24 and 20 squared, all added together, and then take the square root of that. So again, we're really just applying the distance formula. And so right here, we have the distance being player X, player Y, and then danger X, danger Y. That C stands for a character. So again, we're going to figure out what is the length of the line between the player's X value and the character's X value. What is the line length between the player's Y value and the character's Y value? Square both of those, add them together, and take the square root. So essentially, we're using Pythagorean theorem. Go ahead and make sure you have this code in your recipes in your packet 8. Once you have figured out how to write that code, go ahead and stick that code in here. So it looks, we have distance, number, 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 and then output of a number, the distance between 2 points on a screen. So if you're ready to write those examples, go ahead and write them in line 133, and be sure and fix the definition line on 134.